that you have for us today. Blessed be the word, the mouth that speaks it, the ears that hear it, and the minds that understand it. For yours is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. Let us sit down.
Jesus.
We thank God for His grace. We all talk about grace, grace, grace all the time. We know we don't have to do anything to earn it because it's freely given.
Okay, Lord.
God gave us some laws in the past, some commandments. But we always talk about the 10 Commandments, we talk about all those laws, but we never really thought about what are the things that keeps us away from God. In the Bible, in the book of Proverbs 6, from verses 16 to 19, we found that there are 6 things the Lord hates according to the Bible. I'll read. These 6 things the Lord hates, yes, 7 are an abomination to Him. A proud look, number 1. A lying tongue or lying lips, number 2. Number 3, hands that shed innocent blood. Number 4, a false witness. A heart that devises wicked plans. Feet that are swift in running to evil. And one who sows discord among brethren. That the person who stirs up conflict in the community. Those are the things that God hates, according to the Bible. So, we find out the first one, the Bible calls it haughty eyes. Haughty eyes, the dictionary defines it as a person who is blatantly and disdainfully proud. Blatantly means open and unashamed attitude about
I don't care.
Best. I don't care. Disdainfully proud means the feeling that someone or something doesn't even mean anything to them. It doesn't even, worth nothing to them because they see them as a nothing. In most cases, sometimes we find that we tend to behave the same way without knowing it. And that's one of the Bible says that is the number 1 of those things that God so hates. And these things are the things that keep us away from God. Lying tongue. we tell lies every day, every single day. Some people will say, oh, there are white lies. There's nothing like white lies or black lies or green lies. You tell a lie.
Lie is a lie.
If you tell a lie, in order to get yourself out of a bad situation, the moment you escape that situation, you need to confess. Because they sin. But people will just take it for granted. Oh, God will not mind about that. But you've committed a sin. Because it's one of the 10 commandments that you have to keep. Number 3, talk about the hands that shed innocent blood. Some people are there, they're so wicked.
Hand of the politicians.
Yeah. They don't care, or whoever, toes the step on in order to get the win. They'll get rid of people, they'll kill them, they'll arrange for people to be killed. Then after getting whatever they wanted, then they will go to church to donate some money, hoping that God will
and the pastor will be praying for them.
A false witness.
Oh, plenty.
We do that every time.
Plenty.
Some people will come to you, they say they want a reference for something, and you know this person, he's not a good person, but you say, yeah, he's good.
He said he worked for you, he didn't work for you.
Somebody is in trouble, and you know, very well that person did not commit the offense that he is being held for, just because the person who is accusing the person is your friend. You will side with your friend, even though you know quite well that the person did not commit what they accusing him of. It's a false witness, and you think you're helping your friend. Feet quick to run to evil. So some people, you find out that the moment somebody does anything to them, it's either they run to Babalawo Street and need to take revenge, instead of trying to look for peace. They will not iron things out with a fellow man. They want to take revenge straight away. God doesn't like that. Hearts that devises wicked schemes. There are a lot of people that are following all these politicians about. They are the ones that they see as the experts in all these hanky-panky way of getting rid of people and all that. They are an expert. They believe in them. And a person who stirs up conflict in the community, we are seeing that every single day, especially in the Nigeria politics. You see a lot of people passing all sorts of information around. Fake information. Just to create problems. And they think, God is not...
fake news like...
Imagine, a lot of fake news, a lot of propaganda, fake ones, just to create problems. Did you hear about this Melaye or whatever they call the guy?
Dino
Melaye or something like that. A politician. What was he doing with all the thugs and all that?
How was he sitting on the floor?
They will organize people to create problem in the community in order to discredit the governor or whatever, the opponents. It's happening day in, day out. So let's move on to 1 Corinthians chapter 1. I'll read. Don't worry. Don't know if there's anybody who wants to do that. First Corinthians chapter 1, verses 18 to 31, where the Bible describes Jesus Christ as the wisdom of God. It says, "For the message of the cross is foolishness to those who are perishing. But to us who are being saved, it is the power of God. For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise and bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent." Why did God send Jesus Christ? Because it has been written in the book of Isaiah, Isaiah 64, verse 4, where it says that no one has ever seen or heard of a God like you who does such deeds for those who put their hope in him.
Amen.
Yeah. No. That's Isaiah 29 I meant to read. Contemporary English version of Isaiah 29:14 states that, "So once again, I'll do things that shock and amaze them, and I will destroy the wisdom of those who claim to know and understand." That is exactly what God did with Jesus Christ and the people of Israel. Because most of these people there, they regarded themselves as the most learned people, the wise. They describe things in the Bible like they were the one that actually wrote it, because they're so learned, they're so knowledgeable in the law of the land there. So they see themselves as very important, and as a result, they become so proud. And when you are proud, it will get to a stage that you showed your proudness, you bring it to the level above God in himself, without knowing it. So it came to a time that Lord said, "Oh, I will use the foolishness to destroy the wisdom of the wise people." And that is exactly what he did. Because if they did understand what Jesus Christ was about, what the message of the cross was about, they would not have killed him. And we wouldn't have been saved. But God purposely did it that way, so that they could not even understand what Jesus Christ was saying to them. Even though they're so clever, they could not understand what God, has hidden in that message. He could not understand it at all. They saw him as foolish man, talking nonsense. Proverb 21, verse 4. Describe haughty eyes as a proud heart. The unplowed field of the wicked that produce sin. Our pride gets in our way and leads to many other sins. Because when you're so proud, you think you're above everybody. You can do whatever you like to them. Proverbs 16, 18 to 19 says, pride goes before a fall. Pride goes before destruction. A haughty spirit before a fall. You have to be proud. When you are proud, God will bring you down.
You're humble.
But if you are humble, He will lift you. We don't have many women here tonight. There's one particular passage in the Bible I wanted to read to them. I'll go ahead and read it. What God said about the women of Zion. In the book of Isaiah, chapter 3. Isaiah chapter 3. Verses 16 to 17. Moreover, the Lord says, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, that means they are proud, and walk with outstretched necks and wanting eyes, walking and mincing and as they go.
Catwalk.
Yeah. Walking along with outstretched necks, flirting with their eyes, strutting along with swaying hips, with ornament jingling on their ankles. Therefore the Lord will bring sores on the heads of the women of Zion. The Lord will make their scalps bald. In that day, the Lord will take away the finery, the jingling anklets, the scarves and the crescents, the pendants, the bracelets and the veils, the headdresses, the leg ornaments and the headbands. They must have done something very bad. The perfume boxes, the charms and the rings, the nose jewels, the festal apparel and the mantles, the outer garments, the purses and the mirrors, the fine linen, the turbans, and the robes. And so it shall be. Instead of a sweet smell, there will be a stench. Instead of a sash, a rope. Instead of well-set hair, baldness. Instead of a rich robe, a garden of sackcloth. And branding instead of beauty. Your men shall fall by the sword, and your mighty in the war. Her gates shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit on the ground. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own food. You see, the reason God gave here is that their attitude, their proudness, their pride has caused them to sin against God. Furthermore, you can see it in the book of Psalm 18:27, where the Bible said that God save the humble, but bring low those whose eyes are haughty. And 1 Corinthians 4:7, tells us that all we have is a gift for which we should always be thankful. That's right.
Amen.
Yeah. 1 Corinthians, exactly what it says. 1 Corinthians 4:7. Just read out my understanding about that. 4:7. Yeah. For who makes you differ from another? And what do you have that you did not receive? Exactly. Whatever you've got, you receive it from someone. Even if you say that you didn't receive it from God, but you must have received it from someone. Now, if you did indeed receive it, why do you boast as if you had not received it? So everything that we've got, you have to be thankful because it's a gift from God. You can't say because you've got this, you've got that, you are better than this, you are better than that. Who makes you better than that person? Mm-hmm. Some people will look at you with a scorn. What's this? They don't have regard for anybody because they see themselves at the top. And God will be looking at them like this. And they think, oh, some of them will just be boasting. They with money, they want to give money in the house of God as well. They do this, they do that. See, God will be looking at you. And people will be saying that, yeah, this man is a good man. He's giving the church so money. But the motive behind that gift is what God is watching.
Mm. Yes, sir.
So people, Isaiah chapter 2, verse 11 said, the eyes of the arrogant will be humbled, and human pride brought low. The Lord alone will be exalted in that day.
Amen.
Some people will think when they're talking about Sodom and Gomorrah, the reason why God destroyed those people, they regard, mostly they talk about the sexual, immorality and all that. But most in Ezekiel chapter 16, verses 49 to 50, God said the reason why he destroyed Sodom. He said, now this was the sin of your sister Sodom, talking to the Israelite. She and her daughters were arrogant, overfed, and unconcerned. They did not help the poor and needy. They were haughty and did detestable things before me. Therefore, I did away with them, as we have seen. So God doesn't like... What? Ezekiel 16, 49 to 50. Proverbs 18:12. Before a downfall, the heart is haughty, but humility comes before honor. If you humble yourself, before you can be honored, you have to humble yourself. That is what the passage is saying. If you're looking for a downfall, you try to prove to be the best. Second Chronicles chapter 26 verse 16. Here the godly king Uzziah was struck with leprosy because in arrogance he tried to take place of the priest and burn incense before God. He was godly. He was loved by God because he was doing he was worshiping God, trying to but this pride got into him to the extent that he thinks he could just approach the altar of God to burn incense there. Even though they warned him that who can stop me? Attitude. He did it, and his face was full of and becomes white. And became white and was struck with leprosy. So you can. When the pride gets into you, you think of me, but without knowing it, you sin against God. Thinks you can just do it without God, doing anything. Once he has given you the rules, you have to do this, or there are some people that are allowed to carry out the task that you wanted to do. Second Chronicles chapter 32:25 also spoke about Hezekiah's pride in his possession, which eventually brought the discipline of God on him. Second Chronicles 32, verse 25.
No, you carry.
Isaiah 66 has not. He said that has not my hand made all these things, and so they came into being, declares the Lord. These are the ones I look on with favor, those who are humble and contrite in spirit, and who tremble at my word. Humility in the heart of a person actually draws God's attention. If you humble yourself, that is when you get close to God. God moves closer to you. But if you are haughty or you're proud, God a haughty eye renders a person intractable. Such a person is resisted by God. May we not be resisted by God. In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Genesis 4, verse 8 to 9. Talk about Cain and Abel situation as well. Now Cain said to his brother Abel, let's go out to the field. While they were in the field, Cain attacked his brother Abel and killed him. What caused him to do that? Because he used to see himself as because he is the elder brother. He believes that he is better than his younger brother, and for God to have accepted Abel's sacrifice was something that caused him to do that, because that his pride was affected, so he couldn't take it. Couldn't take it, and when God spoke to him, God said to him, Cain, where is your brother Abel? He said, I don't know, he replied. Am I my brother's keeper? See, I know arrogance. You see that?
He's a childminder.
Jesus Christ is called the wisdom of God. And if you look in the book of Proverbs, wisdom of God describes himself in under what is called wisdom's call. Proverbs 8.
Verse 1.
8, 13 first. So I just want to read that.
The fear of the Lord is to hate evil, pride and arrogance and the evil way, and the perverse mouth I hate.
Yeah. And further down, say that in same chapter, 35 to 36. For those who find me, find life. That is wisdom talking. That if you find wisdom, you find life.
Amen.
And receive favor from the Lord.
Amen.
But those who fail to find me harm themselves. And all who hate me love death. And to fear the Lord is to hate evil. And wisdom saying that to fear the Lord is to hate evil. And he said that he hates arrogance. So if you are arrogant, you won't find favor with wisdom. And if you lack wisdom, definitely you're going to be perished. For those who find me, find life and receive favor from the Lord. But those who fail to find me harm themselves. All who hate me love death. Hallelujah. And lying tongues, under lying tongues, I'm just going to take out some few things. If we look at Acts 5, from 1 to 11, you can read that later. But one thing I want to bring out there is the story about Ananias and his wife, Sapphira. Yeah. They sold a piece of property with the intention of giving the something to help the mission